Would you characterize what you're seeing in terms of injuries as crimes against humanity?
For me, I can say that definitely. I mean, how do you explain, a playground, people or children playing in a playground or staying at school or getting treatment at hospitals and they get killed, or sleeping at their homes and they are getting killed for no reason? I mean, for me, I don't see any reason. But from my perspective, at least as a Minister of Health, the patient has the right to live. The patient has the right to get the chance to get treatment. How do you see a patient on cancer and he's 5 years old or 6 years old, he's not getting the chemotherapy in 4 weeks or 5 weeks? How do you name that? How do you name that? Accident? How do you call it? How do you know that there's a neonate that needs ventilators and they are out of electricity and they are out of gas and they are out of medication? And they told me that they're trying to put 3 neonates in 1 incubator. Can you believe that? And they send me photos for that. Because they don't have anything else to do. So they put the kids, 3 of them in 1 incubator because they don't have that much source of energy to support. And even though they start losing those newborns and they want to get them out, how do you call that? How do you name that?
So with the babies from Al-Shifa Hospital, what is the timeline in terms of getting them into Egypt? Who dictates that timeline and how are you able to intervene?
Unfortunately, this is not in our hand. I mean, as I told you, our ambulance is now, as we speak, waiting in the borders, ready to move them right away. Even the hospitals to be equipped with ventilators and with incubators for that purpose are ready. So we just need the other side to get them in. Most importantly, that we are ready to receive 10 times, 20 times, 30 times more than that. We are ready to do that. I mean, we allocated 37 hospitals. We allocated more than 11,000 beds, more than 1,700 ICUs, more than 150 ambulances ready to move those patients. So we decided, we dedicated and deployed more than 38,000 physicians and 25,000 nurse staff ready to operate. So whatever numbers we're going to get, we're going to deal with.
Why aren't you getting those numbers? Because you can deal with a bigger number of injured people. Why are you not getting them?
Again, it's not Egypt's decision.
Whose decision is it?
I don't know, but certainly there is someone that has to check and has to clear out and give the clearance for those patients to come out from these territories to the Egyptian side. But I told you, my team and my staff are staying day and night, waiting for every single case to get in to start dealing with them.
Do you think Israel has the final say about which patients get out?
I have no information to tell you about this. I cannot say something that I'm not sure of. But definitely there is a certain authorities on the other side to take decisions whom to come out. Otherwise, we could have just waited for thousands of patients to come because they have 28,000 patients ready. We can say 10-20% of them needs extensive interventions that they don't have.
Would you be able to absorb 28,000 patients right now?
The health system in Egypt accommodates more than 70-80 million Egyptians. So we do have the capacity to accommodate, and this is in terms of capacity, but most importantly, the passion that we have in the hearts of Egyptians and in the heart of our community, and with the leadership of our president who's directing us from the day one, that whatever facilities that we have to bring it and we have to give it to our sisters and brothers and families from Gaza. So the idea is the system can accommodate, definitely yes.
So to be clear, there's no basis or criteria in which exists in terms of accepting patients, injured Palestinians?
No limits, no limits.
So how many ambulances do you have at the border right now? How are you managing which patient goes where? And what does that take from a planning and logistics perspective for Egypt?
That's a good point, because I told you that we put ourselves on an emergency plan since day one, and we sit down together with our team and we put the plan with from the very beginning. Like, ambulance has to be there at the borders, and from that point we have triaging, and we have 3 hospitals in North Sinai as phase 1 of hospitals, and then we have phase 2 of hospitals in the Suez Canal region, which is Port Said and Ismailia and Suez, as well as Dumyata and Sharqiya with our neighboring governorates.
Is Egypt going to be embarking on any investigation with regards to the types of injuries that you've been seeing? I'm sure you're collating data at the moment, and in terms of how that relates to the weapons that are being used right now inside of Gaza.
Certainly. I mean, this is very usual that we have specialists and researchers and from different areas that they have, when we have suspected injury or something that we need to get more evidence, more scientific knowledge about what's going on, we do that all the time. And that's something that until we get proofs and we get evidence of what we've seen, I think that this is too early to talk about it.
I want to talk about the types of injuries you've come across, and what I witnessed today was, one young boy, small little body, 7 injuries, that requires intervention from multiple different doctors. So give me a rundown of what you've been seeing.
I mean, this is just a sample what you saw, but I mean, we have cases even much deeper wounds like what you have seen. I mean, injuries coming out of fragments and debris from missiles that get to the brain, a fracture base of the skull, deep cut wounds, comminuted fractures, open loss of tissues, as you can see, injuries of vital structures, quadriplegia, hemiplegia, amputations of the limbs, things that you can never see in your regular medical life. And as you mentioned, that needs multidisciplinary teams to work with. And that's what we're doing, bringing plastic surgery with orthopedic surgeon, with definitely psychological, counseling, because you've seen part of them, they are in a case of a mental shock.